pain that you didn't expect, appointments you didn't plan for, and insurance companies that say they're there to help, but they're more interested in protecting themselves. That's why I've trusted Sweet Change for years. They help people just like you, but injuries are real. Stress is high. And the insurance company already has a plan, and you don't. With Sweet James, they'll help you recover and be by your side. You pay no legal fees until they win your case. If you've been injured, make one call that could actually help. Call Sweet James at 809 million. That's 800-900-0000 or sweetjames.com.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Yeah, I got this. Okay, I just go.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager in a manufacturing unit, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. More at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Thank goodness.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to am570lasports.com/rules. AM570 LA Sports.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Allstate.
The Lakers will host the Spurs today in the second half of the back-to-back. They are hoping to put up a better effort than Monday's loss to the Thunder. Baseball season has arrived. Angels pitchers and catchers will take spring training today with the Dodgers to follow on Thursday. At the Winter Olympics, American skiers Paula Molson and Jackie Wild won bronze in the women's team combined event. I'm Frank Aaron.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
70 LA Sports.
KLAC, KYSR HD2, Los Angeles, an iHeart radio station. You're listening to Clippers Countdown.
Welcome to Clippers Countdown, your lead in to today's Clippers action.
This is Los Angeles Clippers basketball. LA Clippers basketball on the LA Clipper Audio Network. A pregame look at your Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah, it's time to start it up.
Now, here's your host for Clippers Countdown, Adam.
Welcome to the Clippers Countdown as your LA Clippers are on a road back-to-back in Houston to finish off the pre-All-Star break schedule and taking on the 32-19 Rockets, a team that didn't exactly make any fireworks to the trade deadline, as opposed to the Clippers, who've had an extreme makeover with a couple new pieces debuting tonight in Benedict Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson. But the more things change, the more they stayed the same, as Kawhi Leonard, at the age of 34, still looks like a top 5 player in the NBA.
Leonard's back.
Got 10 by himself. Done. Lost it for Kawhi. Right block layup. How about 20 in the first half for Kawhi Leonard? 31st straight game of 20 or more. Drifts left wing. Crosses right hand. Steps for three. Slashes a three. Kawhi Leonard. 35 points. Left-handed dribble. Shovels Kawhi. Highs the rim. Tries the rim. Buys the rim. 38 for Kawhi Leonard. He is in a different stratosphere here at the Target Center. Timeout, Minnesota. Oh me, oh my, Kawhi.
Kawhi finished with 41, his fourth 40-point game this season, bringing him to third all-time in franchise history with the team, as the Clippers would go into Minnesota and win by 19 over the Timberwolves on Sunday. Here he was on ESPN with Alyssa Lang postgame.
Kawhi, you started this game with 3 straight steals. How are you able to set the tone like that so early for this group?
Just wanted to come out in this early game and set a tone for us on the defensive end. And, luckily I reached for the ball, I got it, and we got off to in transition tonight.
41 points for you. Why were you able to be so effective on the offensive side?
Just being aggressive. My teammates trust me. Just going out there on the floor, trying to do what I can. And every moment I went, I touch the ball. If it's an assist or shooting the basketball, getting a rebound, I'm just trying to help the team win.
Speaking of your teammates, how have you seen them continue to ride the momentum from the last couple of games, despite all the changes this week?
We got a good group. Guys are level-headed. They love to play basketball. So we're just going out and competing every night. That's all we're doing. We're just going and competing, starting on the defensive end and getting out in transition.
Now, before they get out of the All-Star break or head into it here, the Clippers have a back-to-back in Houston starting tonight. Tip-off between the Clippers and Rockets is just about 59 minutes away. Coming up on the show, you're going to hear from assistant coach Dante Jones, plus Tomer Azarli will be here. But up next, it's your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Hello, Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off just about 57 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. It is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Coming up, you're going to hear from the assistant coach and Dante Jones. But first, we get out to Houston and to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, how we doing?
Hey, Adam. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I got Matt behind me, the radio voice of the Houston Rockets. But life's good. Life's good. We made it to Houston. You know, we made it to the spot. I'm at the Toyota Center. What else was going on in my life?
Well,
not much.
Clippers are 19-6 their last
Yeah, they
25
are.
games. Things are
Yeah,
going
they
well
are.
for them.
I'm excited about that, Adam.
Let's talk about it. 115-96 was the final Sunday pre-Super Bowl. Kawhi with 41, making everything happen once again with the way he's playing right now. The level of aggression, the attack mode that he has been in, Carlo. I don't think there's ever been a better version of him offensively.
It's hard to imagine one that is better than what Kawhi Leonard is doing. Joey Kimball, our radio statistician, sent this incredible note that Kawhi Leonard had 3 games of 41 or more when he was in San Antonio and Toronto. He had 4 games in his previous 6 seasons of 41 points or more with the Clippers, and he's had 4 41-point or more games his last 7 weeks. So he's playing like the best basketball of his career, Adam. He's never been this aggressive. He's never been this effective on the offensive end, and the Clippers have been the beneficiary. What more can you say than Kawhi Leonard is just doing Kawhi Leonard things? And I think Kobe Sanders kind of put it best in our interview with him after last game. He said, I asked him, what did you learn about playing this by playing with Kawhi Leonard? He said, some people are just built different, and that is the truth.
It's not just his offense right now. His defense has been just as good. He really set the tone in that first quarter with 3 steals early on, leading to the Clippers getting into transition. So while his offense has picked up, his defense hasn't exactly slipped out there either, Carlo.
No, his defense has been great, Adam, this season for the Clippers. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who is still top 2 in the NBA in steals per game. He's getting deflections. He's getting downhill. He's finishing in the lane. I think he had 4 steals in the Clippers last game. So big numbers from Kawhi Leonard. And to just see the Clippers have that kind of aggression from their leader on both ends. You want to talk about getting everybody else to buy in. Well, when Kawhi's doing so much offensively and still giving 100% of the effort defensively, you hope maybe that trickles down to the rest of the group. It seemed like it did. He had 3 steals early in that game in Minnesota, and the Clippers defense was locked in the entire way. Big stuff from Kawhi Leonard. It was funny to hear Ty Lue kind of talk about it post-game, Adam. He said, it's a great team win. But Kawhi did have 41, but he's right. I felt like it was a great team win. Everyone contributed in some way, and Kawhi, of course, did the most of the contributing on the offensive end, but big stuff defensively, too, from Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi from one of their oldest players now to their youngest player, one of them, and Yannick Conan Niederhauser off the bench with 15 points. Also was a part of that great hustle play by Kawhi Leonard and DJ, getting the ball to him for a big throwdown late. But you can just see, as he has been perfect from the field over his last few games now, Yannick Conan Niederhauser, the game is starting to slow down for him a little bit.
It really is. He looks comfortable. He looks aggressive. I mean, Adam, he had the ball at the top of the key against the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, and said, oh, yeah, I'm going to go down the left alley, finish right hand, wrong hand, right side, easy finish. I mean, that's a you can't guard me type of move from Yannick Conan Niederhauser, who is a rookie in the NBA, going up against one of really the more tenured big men in the league. Impressive stuff from Yannick. He just plays with a level of comfort and aggression they usually don't see from rookies, but nothing has fazed him early in his NBA career. He has brought the physicality at times, despite often being the smaller center on the floor.
Without James Harden right now, of course, no Ivica Zubac. The Clippers do have some of the cavalry arriving in this game, but John Collins, his offense has been even more important lately, and he's shown off the fadeaways, the face-up game a little bit. John Collins has more to his game than just being a rim runner out there.
He's done it all. I mean, you talked about that turnaround jumper on the baseline, 2 big threes for the Clippers in their last game. He is a corner 3 merchant, Adam. I mean, John Collins.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. This is a guy who gets in the corner, leads the NBA in corner 3 percentage since January 3rd, but it just knocks down those shots time and time again. And the Clippers always talk about you have to win the corners. You have to be able to dominate defensively, not allow other teams to knock down corner 3s, and make sure you get corner 3s on the other end. And the Clippers have done that. John Collins has been a huge part of it.
You see this Clippers team and Kawhi leading them with those steals early on. The Clippers ended up with 11 of them. It was Minnesota with 21 turnovers leading to 25 points. Anthony Edwards, one of the best players in the world, was held in check. This Clippers team defensively right now, I think maybe the underrated non-move of this trade deadline was holding on to DJ and Chris Dunn, who have been so good on the perimeter with that defense.
They were unbelievable for the Clippers. Ty Lue was one of the first things he said in his post-game press conference, how great Kawhi was, but how great DJ and Chris Dunn were on the floor together. KD was a plus 29 in his 29 minutes against Minnesota. He was so good. Derrick Jones Jr., I mean, it's a nightmare for defenses, Adam, to have those two guys on the floor at the same time. You can switch any pick and roll between them. You can be able to help off ball. And this is a defense that really plays into their hands because Jeff Van Gundy likes when Chris Dunn gambles on those passes into the post when he's playing that weak side defender. He likes when Derrick's trying to jump the passing lane. They want to be aggressive. They want to create turnovers, and those two guys create so many turnovers with their activity defensively. It's huge for the Clippers to have two elite, as Ty Lue calls them, shutdown corners on the floor at the same time, just causing defenses so many problems.
Clippers in Houston for the front end of a back-to-back before the All-Star break here. Tip-off just about 56 minutes away. Carlo Jimenez on the call. Coming up next, he's got his one-on-one conversation with assistant coach Dante Jones. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets, front end of a road back-to-back before the All-Star break. Welcome in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Tip-off just about 52 minutes away. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have Tomer Azarli on, but first we got to get back out to Carlo Jimenez.
Thank you so much, Adam, here with assistant coach Dante Jones for the Clippers take on the Houston Rockets. Coach, obviously a big win last game. Ty called it a team effort type of victory. What does it say about this group to get that win on the road in Minnesota?
It shows how unselfish we have as a group, offensively and defensively. Guys chipped in with just that effort, moving the basketball, creating good shots for their teammates. Defensively, they rotated for each other. They helped each other. They got back in transition. They cared enough about each other to help they got a win.
Kawhi's had more 40-point games this season than any season in his NBA career. Is this the best version of Kawhi Leonard you've seen?
I think it is. Kawhi's been determined to get on the floor to be able to help us to have a chance to win every night, and we feel confident every night he's out there that we have a chance to win. Defensively, he's been dominant. Offensively, he's been dominant. He's been being unselfish with his movements and trying to create actions for his teammates and create offense for his teammates. He's been more of a leader vocally out there in timeouts and on the floor and trying to help these guys get better on a nightly basis.
last one for you, but Houston is the best rebounding team in the NBA. What's going to be key to keeping them off the offensive glass today?
Offensive rebounding and or defending against offensive rebounders is pure effort, attention to detail, effort, finding a guy every possession, having the determination and the focus to just find a guy, block him out, and deal with the results.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Carlo Menace pregame with assistant coach Dante Jones as we get set for the Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Up next, we'll go back in time and Clippers Rewind right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off just about 45 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up in our Media Roundtable segment, we'll have Tomer Azarli on from Clutch Points. Up next, your player to watch, but first we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind. Back to May 8th of 1993. Biggest movie out at the time was Indecent Proposal by Robert Redford and Demi Moore. Biggest song of the time was Informer by Snow, referenced often by the Petros and Money Show. Hello, the Clippers were in an epic, though, first-round series against the Houston Rockets.
We are just underway. Smith changed his mind. Good luck for Thor. Smith has done a good job accepting it as Stanley Roberts shows the mobility from the top of the circle.
Nice move by Norman following the fling by Orange. Lajarod, yes. And Houston has a 3-point lead. Connor got it off. It counts. Hopper opens for 3. Yes. Smith for 3. Kenny Smith brings the 3-pointer. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Fourth quarter. Hopper knocks it away. Here's Jackson. Manning off the dribble. Manning hits a big shot. Hopper all the way. Yes, and it counts. Ron Hopper will go to the line. And it's Smith working ahead of the field. Hopper able to save it. Fires. Rebound. Roberts. And he shoots. And that is it. They celebrate at the summit. The Houston Rockets hold on and beat the Los Angeles Clippers. They take the series in 5.
Yeah, the Clippers lost in 5 games. Maximum amount you could play in a first-round series back then, but that game 5 was special. Clippers are battling Akeem, Kenny Smith, and a Rockets team over the next few years that will win back-to-back championships. The players on your Clippers, though, Danny Manning, he had 24 and 12. Ron Harper was on that team. Kenny Norman, Mark Jackson, Stanley Roberts. It was a fun team that gave the Houston Rockets all they could handle back in the first round in 1993. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off 42 minutes away. Coming up next, your player to watch here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip off just about 40 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, Tomer Azarli. We'll also have your injury report, but first.
This is LA Clippers basketball.
Watching this guy play right now is really something.
Players to watch.
One of your newest Clippers, Benedict Mathurin, is available and playing in this ball game tonight. And guess who the last team he played against when he was with Indiana on February 2nd was? That would be the Houston Rockets. In that game, he had 25, 4, and 5 assists. On the season, Benedict Mathurin out of Arizona, averaging 18 per game, 43% from the field, 37% from the outside. He's a bucket. He's good. They have to get more out of him defensively. He has more potential in that. You saw it in his 2 years in college at Arizona. Hasn't exactly materialized consistently at this level, something Lawrence Frank talked about at the introductory presser, the post-trade deadline presser yesterday, was he has to meet the level and the standard of defense we are playing here with the Clippers. And he's a restricted free agent this summer. So with 30 games left in the season, this is a big trial period for Benedict Mathurin to see if he's a long-term fit for this Clippers team. Want to see how he looks in his first game tonight, wearing Clippers colors out there in Houston against the Rockets. Tip-off just about 38 minutes away. Up next, your injury report, and then Tomer Azarli. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Where's she from? Oh, Clippers in Houston, taking on the Rockets. Tip-off is just about 35 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have Tomer Azarli on from Clutch Points. But first, your injury report. Still no Darius Garland for the Clippers, and now it's the left toe that's being listed on the injury report. Still experiencing soreness there, coming off the surgery from turf toe last summer. So we will find out when he's available for you, hopefully sooner than later, maybe post All-Star break, obviously in the big trade with James Harden going out to Cleveland. As for the Houston Rockets, they don't have Steven Adams for the season now, left ankle surgery, and Fred VanVleet, you already knew he was out with the ACL. Clippers taking on the Rockets. Tip-off just about 31 minutes away. Coming up next, Tomer Azarli from Clutch Points. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Why did I listen last night on YouTube to somebody else listening to the Marshall Mathers LP for the first time? That's like great content on YouTube. Just listening to other people experience albums for the first time. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown. Welcome back in. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off just about 29 minutes away. Coming up, your drive around the league, but join the show right now from Clutch Points is Tomer Azarli. At Tomer Azarli is where you find him. Tomer, thanks for doing this today.
Adam, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's go in order since I don't think we've discussed the trade deadline and the major moves that the Clippers made. Not minor moves. They didn't have a quiet trade deadline like the Houston Rockets. No, it was pretty explosive from this team, starting with Darius Garland for James Harden. Now, Lawrence Frank spoke yesterday at his annual post-trade deadline presser. What did you learn about Darius Garland and when he could be returning for this team from the left toe issue still?
Yeah, it doesn't, that's the frustrating part. It didn't sound like it was much clearer than when exactly he would be returning. They said that, in the last couple of weeks, I think since mid-January, Darius Garland has been dealing with a right sprain to the big toe. He has since recovered from that, according to Lawrence Frank. But the team is is monitoring and managing the left toe injury, which is something he had surgery on in the offseason, I believe, left toe. And so I think he said there's some residual soreness there. And so the Clippers just want to be safe in, managing how he feels and when he's able to exactly return. It doesn't sound like there's much clarity on that. But it sounds like the right toe injury he's been dealing with, he's passed. The left toe doesn't sound too concerning, but I think the Clippers do want to address some of the residual soreness there. So, I think he could be. I think he underwent an individual workout at USC when he was still a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think he participated in parts of shoot around today, getting on the court. And so, we'll kind of see where he's at. It remains to be seen exactly where he's at. The Clippers, are super forthcoming with injury information. So, I think they'll just take their time with him, and hopefully, shortly after the All-Star break is over, we will see Darius Garland on the floor.
How about the guys who are back tonight in Houston? Let's start with Benedict Mathurin. How much did you watch him in Indiana, and who can he be if he is able to scrape his ceiling as a player for this Clippers team?
Oh, I mean, Benedict Mathurin has shades, and I'm not going to go to this extent, but shades of what Norman Powell did for the Clippers last season with the ability to get downhill, as well as the ability to shoot the basketball. I think when you look at what he's able to do in Indianapolis, the Pacers play a certain way, and I think over an 82-game season, Mathurin was very, very useful for them and helpful for them. He didn't play much in the postseason. He had spurts where he played that didn't play. He did have that big 25 or 27-point game in the finals, helped the Pacers win a game. So this guy was fully capable of coming in on zero playing time and giving you 20, 25 points a game. He's very, very talented. He's not only able to get to the basket, but he's really adept at drawing fouls. He can shoot the basketball. So really good scorer. I'm just curious to see what he looks like within a team concept, trying to play team basketball. Not saying he's not a team player, but I think, with the Pacers, they really struggle to find a right fit for him. And so I think the Clippers, alongside Kawhi and the guys they have here, I'd be curious to see what he can do. He's, again, a very, very talented scorer. And I think with how, great Kawhi has been this year, you want to try and relieve some of that scoring burden. I think Benedict Mathurin is the perfect piece to try and do that.
What do you know about Isaiah Jackson, who he's been as a player? It sounded like Lawrence Frank was interested in him for some while. We know he's coming off an Achilles injury in the past couple of seasons. Where is he at now, and how much can he help in the front court, considering they still got Brooke and Giannis been playing well?
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Jackson's on a pretty team-friendly descending deal, I believe, as well, over the next couple of years. So, I think Isaiah Jackson obviously suffered the Achilles injury a couple of years ago, and he's a very high-energy, high-motor guy that, as Lawrence Frank said, the Clippers have been targeting and looking at for quite some time. I think they're even for a couple of games where Isaiah even played really well against the Clippers and dominated against them. I think he had a couple of double-doubles against them. And, I'm sure that helped in the Clippers' kind of pursuit of him over the last couple of years. And so, he's going to be, he's a bit undersized, but does play the center position and just has the ability to be a high energy type of guy. You can always go after rebounds. You don't really have to worry about him getting up and down the court or going after loose balls. He's a guy who, as we've seen with the NBA in recent years, being a energy high motor guy is a talent, it's a skill. So I think something very necessary. And so I think the Clippers are very much looking forward to seeing and using him at the small ball fives. And he plays a little bigger than he is. So I'm very curious to see what they have in him as a center.
So, Mayor, what have you made of this stretch by Kawhi Leonard? I think it's the best he's ever looked offensively. The numbers back that up the last 7 weeks. I don't think it's hyperbole or just the Clippers saying that he's looked like the best player in the league. I think anyone that's watched this team and him closely understands what a high level Kawhi has been. He's covered this team for a while. Is this the best you've ever seen him?
Oh, by far. Yeah. I mean, Kawhi's been absolutely unstoppable since mid-December when the Clippers got off that rough start to the season. He's been unstoppable, and so I think what's been amazing is just his continued ability to knock on wood, stay healthy, be available for his team, but also just get to a spot. His shot making has been unreal, but his relentless approach to get to his spot. He's not that you can really work out of his spot. He gets to his mid-range whenever he wants to. He had that Michael Jordan-esque floater the other day, or jumper, whatever you want to call that thing. Jaden McDaniels, I believe, at the rear contest. He's ranked the amount of 3-pointers that he's taken, and he's continuing to make them at a high level. So, like, while the volume, usually when the volume increases, you see the percentages decrease a little bit. He's at just about 50, 40, 90 this year. I think he's a little bit under 50% from the field. I want to say he's like 49.6 right now. So, he's been phenomenal. He's been fantastic. Best scoring year of his career so far. And I anticipate that continuing. I think, having guys like Benedict Mather and Isaiah Jackson really help in giving him some more room on the floor, especially Benedict. But Kawhi's been phenomenal. Easily his best year as a Clipper scoring and in his career as a whole.
I mentioned Yannick a little bit earlier, but had 15 points off the bench, gave them a huge boost against Minnesota. It looks to be more and more comfortable. The more he's playing right now, seems like the game's slowing down for him. In covering him closely and speaking with him in the locker room, we know he's older for a rookie, but he's younger when it comes to basketball experience. How far along have you seen Yannick Conan Niederhauser grow as the season's gone?
I mean, he's been phenomenal. I think we mentioned, when we talked to him, when Zoo went down early in, I think it was December, Yannick was kind of thrust in the lineup with no real playing experience on the NBA level. And I think his first matchup, if I remember correctly, was against the Houston Rockets, against that big man trio of Şengün, Steven Adams at the time, and Clint Capella. And so Yannick has handled himself well. He's gotten better as a roller, as a finisher, as just a rim runner. And I think he sees the floor pretty well. He knows where to be. He's picking spots a little bit better. So I think we even saw him make an off the dribble move the other day, going at Rudy Gobert with a little Euro step or side step, whatever that was amazing. It was a great shot. And so, I think we're seeing him develop. He's a guy who's slowly learning to be more and more confident, developing under his own right. And so, the sky is the limit for him. He's got a lot more growing to do. And, we've yet to see him even attempt a three ball that much. I think that's something that the Clippers have mentioned as well. They're interested to see if he can become more of a floor spacer. So far, so good. It's been fun to watch Yannick develop this young season.
Tomer Azarli from Clutch Points is our guest as we get set for the Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Brook Lopez, your starting center now. Yannick, the backup, and also in the front court, John Collins has been so crucial to this run the Clippers have been on 19-6 for the last 25 games, Tomer, and just continues to shoot it so well and so efficiently from the outside, 3 of 3 from distance in their 115-96 victory on Sunday before the Super Bowl. It seemed like John Collins, he got off to that slow start, and eventually things just clicked in for him, and it completely correlates with this Clippers turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, this front court has been especially with Brook Lopez, has been space the floor out for guys like Kawhi and James when he was here. I think that's been a big part of the Clippers' success. Brook has had not only the ability to shoot the ball, but I think he's been a pretty good rim protector of late for the Clippers. He's been able to get a couple blocks, change some shots at the rim. And so I think that's been a welcome sight and something that the Clippers have needed. And then John Collins, I mean, might be the hottest three-point shooter from the corners right now in the last month and a half. I don't think anytime he gets the ball now, I'm expecting it to go in, which hopefully isn't a jinx of any kind, but he's just been that good. He's been phenomenal from the corners, phenomenal three-point shooter, great attacking closeouts with a little one dribble finish at the rim, kicking out the teammates. So John Collins and Brook Lopez have been phenomenal. I think the steps they've also taken defensively to make sure this team is really good on that end. As they've lost guys like Ivica Zubac, I think has been really good. And it's all been a welcome sign. I think this is a team. This is a team, top to bottom. You're going to get 1 through 15 guys who are contributing. I think, offensively, no one guy can carry you. I know Kawhi Leonard has the ability to, but we've seen contributions from guys like Brook Lopez, from guys like John Collins. Chris Dunn has had some great offensive stints here. The bench with Jordan Miller and Kobe Sanders. Like, we've seen everyone contribute, and I think that's the key to this Clippers team. They're going to need a team effort night to night in order to continue winning games and climb up the standings.
Last one, Tomer. On that note, we know there's no incentive for them to lose games. OKC has their pick. So how good can this team be after the trade deadline? Obviously, it's health dependent with Darius Garland, but how much can they continue to climb with the standings, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think there remains to be seen. You have to see how Benedict Mathurin fits in with this team. Isaiah Jackson, what does that center rotation look like? Because you arguably have 3 centers who should be playing, but you can't play 3 centers realistically night to night. So curious to see how that works out. How does Ben Mathurin kind of fit within the system of a team? When is Darius Garland able to get back, and what does he look like from a minute standpoint? Is he going to be limited? When is he going to be off those limits? At 25 and 27, the Clippers have a chance to climb, I would say, as high as 8 right now. They're a couple of 3 games behind the Warriors for the 8th spot, and they've been without Steph Curry for a little bit here. So, teams below them, Memphis Grizzlies, Dallas Mavericks, Utah Jazz, Pelicans, and Kings are not trying to win, so I don't envision them falling out of the play-in tournament. If they can get a home game of some kind, either as the 8th seed, the 2nd game, or the 7th seed, whatever, I think there's a good chance for them. And the key with this thing is, 1, being healthy, and 2, just getting into the play-in. If they get in healthy, they have a chance to upset any team in the Western Conference, I would say. The Thunder might be a very, very tall task, but outside of that, this Clippers team is very capable. But it does depend on health and what do Darius Garland, Ben Mathurin, and Isaiah Jackson look like as they try to learn this Clipper system on both offense and defense, and how does everything kind of come together in a very short window here.
Tomer Azarli from Clutch Points. Follow him at Tomer Azarli on X. Tomer, thanks for doing this once again here on Clippers Countdown, my friend. We will see you back at Into a Dome soon. I don't know when, but soon. It's happening. Thanks, Tomer.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Coming up next here on Clippers Countdown, as we're just about 19 minutes away from tip-off in Houston. Clippers taking on the Rockets. We'll get your driver on the league. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in H-Town taking on the Rockets. Tip-off is just about 16 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Coming up, back to Carlo Jimenez. But first, your drive around the league. It's brought to you by Toyota. It's the Here and Now sales event at your Toyota dealer. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a great deal on our new Toyota. We make it easy. Just 4 games in the association today. Coming up a little bit later in Phoenix, 31-22 Suns with Devin Booker back, hosting the Dallas Mavericks. Underway right now in New York. Knicks taking on the 13-40 Pacers. Pizza Zubac still unavailable for them, coming off the ankle injury we know he had with the Clippers. 13-12 lead early in the first quarter, Indiana. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off just about 15 minutes away. And up next, back to Toyota Center with Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Rockets from Houston. Tip off 12 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Coming up, we'll get you your keys to victory. I'm Adam Osland. But first, back out to Toyota Center with your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlos, talk about this Clippers team and go behind. You know what? Let's talk about the Rockets and go behind enemy lines first, because their trade deadline, I was a little bit surprised they didn't bring in more help in the backcourt for this squad. Were you? And what's the state of the Houston Rockets currently here, Carlo?
Yeah, it's a good question, Adam. I think they really believe in the future of Amen Thompson and him being a starting point guard. Ime Udoka was asked about it pregame, asked about, hey, is there any idea of bringing Reed Shepherd into this and maybe starting him as part of the starting lineup, maybe to help that point guard position, which Houston's tried to juggle ever since Fred VanVleet went down with the ACL injury. And Ime said, yeah, haven't not going to change it tonight, and I haven't put any thought to it. So I don't think there's any movement going on in terms of that starting point guard position. They feel like they're going to stay pat with this group they have. They feel like they can develop them, and they feel like they can be just an elite defensive team. Now, they're a very good team. I think Steven Adams is somebody who's going to really that's going to be a hole with this team, Adam. I mean, one note that stood out to me is they didn't get out rebounded all but 3 times their first 35 games. They've got out rebounded 8 times their last 16 games. So they've been a little more vulnerable. Still the best rebounding team in the NBA, but I was interested to see if they might look for some help there. They didn't go either. They kind of just stand pat, and so we'll see how it works out for Houston. They like the group. They're going to stick with it.
Clippers making all the moves. Benedict Mathurin available in this one tonight. He is my player to watch. You called his last game when he was at Arizona. What have you seen from him in the big leagues so far with Indiana? What do you expect now as a Clipper here, Carlo?
Yeah, you're going to see somebody who's going to play hard every single time. He's going to try to get downhill, get to the free throw line. I think this is somebody who's going to be an elite offensive threat. Ty Lue has talked about how when Kawhi's off the floor, they got to have some more offensive firepower, guys who can create by themselves. That was a big reason why he liked having Chris Dunn out there in the second half against Minnesota. Felt like Kobe Sanders was forced to do the ball handling. That's not what he's been asked to do with the Clippers. But I think Benedict Mathurin can honestly be that second unit guy for this Clippers team. I think you could start Chris, play him with DJ the whole way, and maybe go with Ben Mathurin. We'll see how Lue uses them. I mean, Ty's the type of coach who's going to let somebody do what they want to do, feel comfortable out there, and then try to pare things down. He's not going to tell Benedict Mathurin to play a certain way today. He's going to allow Benedict Mathurin to play how Benedict Mathurin plays and then try to go from there. So will be interesting to see. Obviously, a feeling out process for this entire coaching staff and for Benedict Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson. I think the biggest thing is Benedict Mathurin's a competitor, and he's going to play hard at him every time he's on the floor, and that kind of fits into the Clipper culture. They want a team that's going to play hard, and I think, Adam, under Kawhi Leonard, hopefully Benedict Mathurin can become that two-way player that Rick Carlisle often talked about in Indiana. Said he's got all the ability to be an elite two-way star in this league, his former head coach said. It's just putting that together, and hopefully that comes together here with the Clippers.
Yeah, under Kawhi, Jeff Van Gundy, this Clippers culture. Lawrence Frank talked about it yesterday at his presser, but you got to meet the standard of what we do defensively here, and he's certainly capable. You mentioned Isaiah Jackson. I think he's a really interesting piece because he's kind of a change of pace guy with his smaller stature, more of a high energy, high motor big man for this Clippers team. Reminds me a little bit of Montrezl Harrell back in the day, but Isaiah Jackson could be someone that really helps them out in the front court here.
He could be. I mean, you really mix up the pace, get up and down, be able to grab some offensive rebounds for this team, get some extra possessions. I think Isaiah Jackson in spurts at him could honestly play the 4 position at times for the Clippers. Maybe they go big. They have him playing the 4, and you try to attack the glass, especially against this Houston team. You could see where his energy and his ability on the glass could really help the Clippers because this still is the best rebounding team in the NBA. And now Dante Jones, when we asked him pregame, what do you got to do against Houston? He said rebounding is all about effort, and the Clippers have to give effort when it comes to defending the offensive glass. Jackson always gives effort when he's on the floor. Might be a chance for him to thrive for the Clips.
Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets. Benedict Mathurin, my player to watch. Carlo, who are you going with for this one?
Good pick, Adam. You go Benedict Mathurin. I'll go Isaiah Jackson. We'll take the new guys together. I like it.
Okay. This Clippers team also, we mentioned Kawhi Leonard, the historic run that he has been on. Individually, he's been so great so far this season. And you can look back, and you mentioned earlier, it really started against the Houston Rockets. He's been doing this against really good defensive ball clubs too. Minnesota, one of the better teams there. He did it against Jaden McDaniels. I think what makes it so impressive is just the full context of what he's doing at this age, leaning into more shots, more aggressiveness, more attempts, but also the level of competition that Kawhi Leonard has been dominating has been very high.
100%. I mean, Lauren Rosen asked Ty Lue pregame, what is it about Kawhi against the Thompson twins? Obviously, two of the best defenders in the NBA. And Kawhi Leonard, at back-to-back times facing them, gave Amen Thompson 41 and Asar Thompson 55. And Ty Lue says, I don't think it's anything about the Thompson twins. It's just Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is so strong when he gets in the post. He puts guys at a disadvantage there. He can knock down the outside shot. He gets to his spots and is really tough to guard on his follow-away jumpers. He just said Kawhi Leonard's on a different level, and that's no knock against Asar and Amen. They're elite defenders, two of the best defenders in the NBA. But there's levels, and Kawhi Leonard is at a different level right now on the offensive end. So impressive to see him continue to dominate for the Clippers. I would expect Amen Thompson to come out here with a little fire under his feet, obviously wanting to prove that he can slow down Kawhi Leonard. But Kawhi has just been so good. I don't know if anything can stop Kawhi at this point.
Man, great offense beats good defense. Well, last one for you, Carlo. I think really the big turning point in that ball game was the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard in the third quarter at the end of it in Minnesota on Sunday, where they went plus 10 in the last 3.5 minutes, and big shots from Kobe Sanders helping them extend that lead.
Yeah, huge shots from Kobe Sanders. And Kobe kind of gave us a little insight into the locker room and said, look, I didn't have a great first half, and he had a couple turnovers trying to play point guard for the Clippers. Ty Lue later acknowledging maybe not the most comfortable spot for him, but did mention that when he got into the locker room, his teammates were encouraging him. The assistants were encouraging him. They continued to tell him, hey, you can continue to be effective for us. Don't let a bad first half affect your second half. And Kobe, maybe the most timely shots of the game, those threes in the third quarter to really extend the Clipper lead. Clippers went on a 17-3 run there in the third quarter. That was part of it to help run away with things against Minnesota. Just great to see the type of effort that the two-way guys are playing. But there's a reason they have so much confidence at them. There's a reason that they feel like they can shoot these shots and be able to be effective. It's because there's vets on this team that continue to pour into them, that continue to tell them, hey, you can be effective, be aggressive, get to your spots. And that's why we're seeing so much success. And it really speaks to the culture and the belief of these Clipper team. They understand that, 1 through 15, everyone can contribute, and you see it among this group. As Kawhi Leonard said after the last game, he feels like that he's got a great group of guys in the locker room. It's showing every single night the Clippers take the floor.
Yeah, really interesting blend now of youth, inexperience, but also veteran experience next to them, kind of insulating and helping them expedite the learning curve as this Clippers team stays competitive. Even post-trade deadline tonight, they're in Houston taking on the Rockets. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Coming up next, we'll get to your keys to victory. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Rockets from Houston, tip-off moments away. Let's get to your keys to victory. Carlo Jimenez brought it up a little bit earlier, but without Aquaman Steven Adams out there, the Rockets haven't been the same team on the boards, but overall last 15 games, they're still third in overall rebounding percentage. The Clippers have to battle them and be physical out there, especially early on in this 2-game mini series in Houston before the All-Star break. All right, here we go. Tip off from Toyota Center, just moments away. Carlo Jimenez on the call, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.